Okay, hi. This is my first tutorial, so I'll try to make it the most understandable I can. This is a tutorial to replace gun sounds specifically for Payday 3. Okay, let's go straight to the point. The first thing you're gonna need is the sample of the sound you want to replace with the gunshot. For example, in this case, I recorded another game I have and just got it the both parts I need. You will need sounds. The easiest way to do this is to have a sample for the still sound, the suppressed sound, and the loud sound. Once you got both of these sounds, you can just export them as audio. You will need them as audio only. So there goes one, and now there goes the other. Once we make sure we have both of us. Okay, that's loud. Okay, I will tell you for consistency's sake that you rename. You can rename it as you want, but what I do is rename them as sub for the suppressed sound and rec for the loud sound. Then you will need to convert this to sound, specifically to WAP. I use this tool. It's an online tool. It's free convert from from this format M4A to WAP, which is what we need. Okay, and I increase the volume to 300 because that's what I encountered that works best. Okay, for this case. Now that we have the sound, we have to convert them again, but this time using we'll need Audacity. Pretty easy to use. You just drag the sounds to Audacity, and what I would recommend you to do is delete all this part that's behind this, like the start of the wave. You mark this part and press this button or Ctrl T to delete the first part. This is what I found that works best for both the suppressed and the unsuppressed gunshot. Okay, let's do the same here. Let's test real quick. You can silence one track and we can see the loud sounds good. And now let's listen to okay, both sounds great. Well, not great, but acceptable. Now we mark both of them with Ctrl A. We go to File, Export Audio to this PC. You gotta make sure. First, you can save it whatever you want. I've done a few mods already, as you can see. So this will be primaries, and that will be the enforce. So I create an M4 folder. M4A1. Let's inside. We will save it. Make sure here says 48,000 hertz, and copy my settings. Just copy my settings. That will be it, and then export. Once it's done, you can go to your folder, to your Audacity folder. Usually it's in Documents, Audacity, and then the folder you created. And you will have these two files. Why is important for you to do this part of the process to convert WAP to WAP again? Because the WAP files we downloaded from the web, they have this detail. They are 1536 kilobits per second, I believe it is, and the game doesn't read it. It will crash if you try to use this audio for the mod. So what Audacity does is change this to the value the game requires, which is 2004 kilobits per second. That's why we do this step. Once we have both of these files, what we are going to need are the base files of the game. How do we get them? We can use audio model. You can use F model if you want, but I find audio model just being easier. And what you need is your AES key, and then open load the pack files. You click load the pack files, go to your folder, to your Payday 3 location, go to content packs, and just below your mods folder, you're gonna select all of these files and click in open. Once we open, give it a second. Now it loaded it, and now you can search. For example, I want the M4. In this case, I got lucky, and the M4 is called M4. For other weapons, it could be different. You could use some resources in the mod workshop that exist. I believe there is a spreadsheet with all the names and IDs. You can search by name or by ID over here, so no issues. What we are trying to search for is these sounds, not these sounds, not these sounds. Basically, these are the shot sounds. Basically, the naming goes by weapon, the name of the weapon, fire, rec, and core. Okay, rec core. So what we're going to do is copy the media's name, delete the numbers, and we can find both the three. Most weapons have 3 copies of the fire and sound. Some have more. I believe the burst weapons have 5, and the signature 40 pistol, for example, have like 5 too. So it varies a bit from weapon to weapon, but basically what you're trying to find are the weapon sounds. Okay, this is for the loud sounds. So what we're going to do is select all of them and export raw files as UE asset. It will create, FModel will create, or you can create a folder where you want to save it, but basically I will create a new folder which is M4A1 to car4, which is the game name. Now it is exported. You can check it right now over here. M4, where is the M4? Okay, over here. We will have for each sound we will have 3 copies. Well, in this case, with this tool is for files with the JSON. For example, all of these are for one of these sounds. These 4 are for the other one, and go on. So you can delete the JSON files, you don't need it. And again, over here, I recommend you to create 2 folders here, a rec one and a sub one. Basically, one for the loud sounds, which are this, and one for the suppressed sounds, which we are going to find again. When you have this name over here, you only change rec for sub over here. If it doesn't work, we can just delete all of this, and we will have the suppressed sound. This is shell. Okay, let's search for this. Okay, what happens if we search for info? Okay. Okay, this is going to be fun. This is one of those weapons. Okay, this serves as an example. This is the same case as the signature 40. Okay, it means like this is a test weapon in the beginning, so its you gotta find its weird name like this, like M4 Fire. Okay, so we are going to paste this, and as I told you, this weapon has 5 gunshot sounds for the suppressed version, so we're going to save it over here in suppressed, and we are going to find reg over here for the loud sounds, just in case, because I don't know how this weapon accepts the sounds. Okay, let's just export them. Okay, once we have all of this, you can like close all of this stuff. We don't need it anymore. Once we have these files from the game exported, just delete the JSONs. We don't need them. Okay. Once we have all of these files, we are going to need Modern Essentials, specifically the Bences utility. Okay. But before that, remember our WAP files. Okay, we're going to copy the reg one. We're going to the reg one, and we are going to paste it here. Do as many copies as you have files. For example, you have without this, we have 24 files divided by 3. That's 8. We need 8 copies of the same WAP file. Okay, I believe we have it. Not yet, we have enough. And now what we're going to do is rename them with the names of the files. We need 1 per number. For example, I have this 80 something. I will have 1 file for this. 28 something, and so on and so forth. Okay, so we are going to rename them. Every set of files must have another WAP file with the same name. Okay, so 59, what was I, 68, and 10,000. Just rename them. Okay, same goes for the suppressed weapon. You wanna copy the WAP file and copy as many times as there are. 15 divided by 3 is like 5. 5, 5, 5. Okay, the same process. Just copy the numbers, replacing the WAP file. Not that difficult, really. It's just tedious. I believe there's a way more efficient way of doing this, but this is my way. Okay, once we have all of this, we are going to copy and paste it in the same folder as the Bensef UX utility. Okay, the suppressed sounds and the loud sounds all in the same folder. Okay, and we're going to have an out folder. What you're going to do is just drag and drop over here the audio files. You see the files with the same name just disappear is because they are being exported to this folder out. So what you're going to do is just keep dragging them until you only have the WAP files in this folder. What this is doing is just comparing the WAP files and replacing them for the sounds in the game files, the UXP, UBulk, and UAsset files. Just keep doing this until you don't have any of the games files in this folder. And we're done. Now you can just delete this, we don't need it. And now we have all of this. You are going to create a new mod folder. Important. I'm going to create just a copy of this folder and for a 1, 2, car 4. Okay, important. The folders you create have to have the same folder structure as the game. For example, every one of these mods are replacing sounds for a weapon. And the folder structure is the name of the mod, PAYDAY 3, content, WWise audio, media, and then here in this last folder you're going to paste all of the new files you have in the out folder. So you are going to cut them, paste them over here. Remember the structure. Your folder has to have the same structure. Name of your mod, PAYDAY 3, content, WWise audio, media. Specifically for this case, which is replace gunshot audio. So we're going to my mods and we are going to repack it. How do we repack it? You need the repack.exe, I have it, and the folder in the same folder. You have the repack over here and the M4 folder over here. Okay. What we're going to do is open in terminal or write cmd up here. Either way, you are in the same directory we are. And what we are going to write here is repack pack, I believe it's called. And the name of your mod. Where is it? You just copy the name. Okay, I believe it was. Where is repack? Okay. Repack, pack, and then M4 to the name of your mod. When you see this line, it means it's successful. Okay, so you are going now to find in the same folder. You're going to find your pack file. This is the one you're going to copy and drop it in your mods, which are here. I'm gonna paste it over here. You can use folders to organize your mods. Otherwise, you can paste it over here and done. So now we're going to test this. You're going to open the game. Let's test if the game actually opens. Okay, now that we're in the game, you're going to equip the weapon. You just change the sounds of, in my case, the M4. And let's test this. Let's test this in a solo match into.
fine. Mask up straight away or go
I
in
would use
silently.
Proving Grounds
Your
from
call.
this, but I don't have the latest version installed, so I can't use it.
Time to get
So for
going.
now, we are going to test the sound. As you can see, the sound is already working. So we already tested the suppressed sound. Now we're going to test the loud sound. Which in my experience is the one that usually needs more tweaking. We're going to take off the suppressor.
Ashton.
And the same.
Must go.
Ashton Fine Jewelry Store. Get in there. Mask on or off, that's your call.
And as you can see, the sound works.
Fuck, someone triggered the
Perfectly.
alarm.
Honestly.
Okay, let's get rumbling.
And like that, you can replace the gun sounds of any weapon in the game. Really any weapon. The process is basically the same for every weapon. Even the worst weapons, the semi-auto weapons, the same. It's the same process. You just need the sound you want to replace and follow the instructions and we're done. As you can see, it's not that difficult. It's just I'm really bad at explaining this thing, but I hope it all makes sense to you. If you got any comments on how to do this process a bit easier or faster, please let me know. I'm learning modding. I just started a few weeks back, I believe, when I started posting the sound replacements from Overkill the Walking Dead for the rest of the weapons. So yeah, that will be it. Thank you for watching.